Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Garbagemice podcast, the best podcast on the internet. And today, by popular demand, we have the return of the one, the only, Eggy! How's it going, Eggy?
Thank you. Well, I tell you, I've just never been better. Well, that's probably a lie, but I like to always be forward-facing. I like to stare at the sun like Donald Trump did. That's what I'm about, is soaking up the good vibes, optimism, and positivity. Yes, sir.
Amazing, Eggy. So today we also have Nazniak, the return. Not by popular demand, actually, just because Little Pizza Box is going to make it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I'm the replacement, and I'm fine with that, okay?
Yeah, it's all cool.
We're all mice in the garbage, you know what I'm saying? We're all among the rotting filth, and that's okay.
Yeah, you can't take your scraps, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I am unfortunately still here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Little Red Sante. Anyways, so Eggy, Nazniak has, he's into fitness as well. He's into he's into dieting. He's into all those micronutrient stuff. He hears you talk about it, and he's so you're both fitness guys, right? You're both fitness guys. So we brought you. Together.
My YouTube channel says that I'm a fitness guy, and I did just. I've had it for like 3 weeks, so that means I'm pretty established. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have a new channel now. I don't know.
That's the first channel I've ever had in history, and any other people that ever looked like me was just a coincidence, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely,
well, I've never seen any of your videos at all, so.
Wait, really, Nazniak? Come on, you haven't seen.
All I know is the Alec Manassian song and the one other song you showed me.
You're a faker, Nazniak. I'm sorry, you're a fake fan, not real. Hashtag not my Nazniak. Yeah. So. Again, any new projects? Any new songs? Any new? I see you're back to streaming on YouTube.
What do you mean back to? He just said it was his first channel.
Oh, he used to stream on Odyssey. I know that much.
Yeah, basically, quick rundown about that was, YouTube has changed their terms and conditions and stuff to where streaming on there's not really. It doesn't work really too much anymore. You have to be very particular, like only streaming video games, pretty much. And I always had done a variety of things. So they kind of just, not that I was necessarily banned, like totally IP banned or anything like that. It was just the way that I do things pretty much got, worked out of their system or whatever. So, so I was on Odyssey, and I went on Odyssey the other day, and the whole website was just crashed. Like a bunch of other people were all going to do their shows that night too. And the whole website was just crashed, and they weren't giving out customer support or whatever. Nobody really knew what was going on. There was some rumors floating around, it's maintenance or something like that. So I kind of just was a little bit upset. Excuse me. I ended up going onto YouTube then, just because I'd already started a stream. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go on YouTube and do whatever then. And I ended up just kind of being in a pretty bad mood. And I was like, after that stream, I was like, I just don't think I'm going to stream for a while, because I did my thing. I had a certain way of doing things, and when it's there's not really a place on the internet to just be able to go and do your stuff anymore. Everything's, the websites are so unstable, and it's all just such a shit show that I'm just I don't really feel like dealing with it right now. So I went and I've been working on music. I've been knocking out features for people. I had a couple that I already had in the queue, or they already had that sent to work on, but I put up on Instagram, that I was doing $20 rap verses, because I was here doing these features that I was just doing, and I'm like, damn, I'm a good rapper. So I'm gonna, let's just go on a rap blitz.
I might commission you for a song, okay? I've already commissioned a tune for it. I already commissioned a beat, but I want your lyrics. Okay, now we're gonna discuss this song later. It is Garbagemice related.
Okay.
But I want it to be a surprise for the audience. I want it to be something that the audience oh man, this is gonna be great. Anyways,
hell yeah.
But yeah, hey, by the way, do you produce your own music, or is it just you just do the lyrics?
I've done both. I actually started off being a producer back in 2010.
Oh, nice.
I was the 5-star general. I had a Facebook page, and I had 7,000 people. I was one of those guys. That's how it was back then, before they had Twitter and all that. You would just go on to Facebook or whatever and just follow 1 million people and try to send them your shits, or try to talk to them or whatever. And I think there's still some guys out there that are relics of that age, Like I remember while I was on Twitter, there was some guy that followed like 1 million people and had like 1 million followers. Like that's just how it was back then. Like you try to follow everybody and like try to work, get heard by anybody. But it just that was not profitable. Just the same way that anybody spams their shit in YouTube comments now to try to get like 3 clicks that are all gonna be downvotes and no views. That's just not a way to make money, or it wasn't taking me anywhere. So I ended up just kind of hanging that up and getting into just having a job. And then that's actually where I got into fitness first, also was in 2011. But I ended up, when Chief Keef came out in 2012, like I was still in college at the time. And it was like such a banger that I got like a $10 Walmart mic for my laptop. And I like started like rapping and auto-tune and shit. Like there's still some people out there that are still around that remember I was on like 4chan, TeamSpeak, because they didn't have Discord back then. They had Skype, but I was on 4chan, TeamSpeak, and Ventrilo servers, and like showing them like my rap songs in there. And people thought it was just some funny shit, but it was I never really knew what I was doing, and I never really did probably until at least like 2017. That was when I really first like started actually doing more than just like, rapping to my microphone, because I knew stuff about production, but it was sort of like things had kind of continued to change a little bit with times. There's new plugins, there's new kits, there's new sounds.
And of course, you can get actual professional audio and shit now.
Right. So that was when I first, like probably mid 2017, I really actually started like putting it all together a little bit more. Yeah, but I usually prefer to, unless I have something more in mind, it's like I like to just work with producers, because then I can kind of bounce off them in my own way. Like they'll have a certain sound in mind and they could cook up a beat in like 5 minutes, and just like when I hear that certain sound, it gets me in a certain vibe. And like my own sort of organic vibes are usually like totally insane. Like the type of shit that I would cook up would be something between, like back when I was producing, it'd be somewhere between like Just Blaze and like Space Ghost Perp. Like I would sample some of those like 60s and 70s records. I really like to work with sample based type stuff. Okay. But then I would like manipulate it a lot and make it like more like, it would just sound like a really like fucking crazy and like insane, and like people wouldn't normally want to they weren't really interested in that at the time, because I liked back then they had like YouTube poops and stuff like that. I was almost bringing like YouTube poop energy to like music production when I was working on it myself. At that time it was all just really like disjointed and kind of crazy, but that's how I liked it. But it just didn't really go anywhere with that. So sometimes I'll still bring that to like I might co-produce. I've co-produced a few of my tracks at least. Okay. I'd have to remember all the specifics that I have, but
oh yeah, man, you're still suffering from the coof? Because I remember like a few days ago you released that. Oh no, I have the coronavirus.
Yeah, the first day that I had actually like a fever and stuff was about 2 weeks ago. So I just got off quarantine on Wednesday, but I'm still coughing pretty bad. That's the only bad thing. Like I have all my normal energy and everything's normal. I just have cough still.
Oh yeah, it varies from person to person, I guess. And you're a healthy guy. You got the fitness thing going. You got the you're exercising. You're being pretty active, which is all good.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, I know you mentioned this before, but any update on it if you're like collaborating with Rusty Cage on anything music related?
Well, I'm not sure the next time I'm gonna actually link up with him. I think just not that long ago, like sometime in the last week, I was talking to him on the phone, and he said that he has something that he has going that he wants me to work on with him, but I'm not sure if he'll want me in person. Because I have all my stuff here to do it right here at my place, but at the same time, I may end up, visiting him sometime in the next few months, 2-3 months or whatever. So could go that route too. I thought I was gonna be on one of these the Rusty Cage show episodes, because he told me, like, because he's done 2 episodes now, and it was before he did episode 1. He had told me, he's like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna do a show and I want to get you on. So I was like, all right, that's what's up. But then he's kind of doing it there, like all localized, centralized. So
yeah,
I would love to be on set for an episode, but we just don't have anything concrete as far as date planned on anything yet. So But hopefully you'll be seeing me around those parts.
Yeah, it seems from what
that'd
you're
be cool.
saying, like the Trash Rats and the Rusty Cage show, they're really disorganized. Like we have like 4 or 5 recordings going for every one of us, and then like we were like 6 p.m. PST, and we have like a whole schedule going. Meanwhile, the Trash Rats, it just seems like whenever we record, and sometimes they forget like somebody's audio.
Well, it's called suffering from success. When you're a hungry hyena, when you're first stepping up, in the game, you're really every, thread of fabric on your clothing. You gotta, make sure it's looking pristine. Every molecule has to be in alignment because, it's like you're really getting on your feet in. So it's like everything's got to be really on point. But when you're a big hot shot like Rusty Cage,
Or
Mr. International Superstar, it's kind of like, you wake up and you got so much on your plate. Sometimes you're just sort of, it's like you're pushing the vegetables to the side and really just making sure you get that steak eaten while it's still hot and fresh. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes down like that sometimes.
No, yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I always just assumed it was Reactor that kind of like pushed the recordings behind.
Yeah, it probably is all him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think Reactor misses the most episodes than Rusty Cage, and I think Mumpke missed like 2 episodes ever.
No, it'd be hilarious if Reactor just missed an episode of Trash Rats to come on Garbagemice.
Yo, that would be so. It would be funny, sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be cool because it's actually
I'm a Reactor head, but I'll just say there's been a few times that I've been hanging out with Mumpke, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I think we're gonna do Trash Rats tonight. We're just waiting to hear back from Reactor." I haven't heard back from him yet, but if we hear back from him, we're gonna record tonight. Let's just say I might have heard that a few times while I was hanging out at the Monkey Mansion.
No, I don't
Oh, yeah.
doubt it. But speaking of Reactor, what if he reacted to Garbagemice?
I think it's
I
about
just
time.
Sat there for an hour.
When was the last
No.
time that Reactor really reacted to anything? I haven't really seen him do that.
I think it was like 4 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
had,
don't know. Like
another channel that was active like 1 year ago. So
he did.
but he had like 2 views on that channel. He has like a second channel, and he gets like 20 views, 10 views on each video. It's
I didn't even know he had another channel. Is it just called Reactor 2?
I think so. I can look into it right now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah,
I remember, I was really just a small fry that was just really nobody when all of a sudden, on YouTube, the whole Reactor unveiled was recommended to me out of nowhere for my viewing pleasure. It seems like it was just the other day that the incredible Reactor saga was unfolding before my very eyes, but it was a while ago now. That's true.
Yeah, it's called
Oh, yeah.
Reactor 2. So there's that.
No,
Yeah.
but like I think the only reason I'm kind of mentioning this, by the way, is because like I don't know. In case someone makes a video on me, there's this certain person in particular. I didn't realize this till recently, but I had everything I needed to basically pull a grade A under A with them and make a video where they're just saying, like, I guess you could say mostly whatever I want as if they were praising me. And I think it'd be hilarious to do a Reactor parody.
Matt, here's the thing. You can do that with Tim Pool, I believe. Like, as you mentioned last episode, it would be really funny if they just had a soundboard of Tim Pool on episode 50, and whenever they say something. But I feel like the Trash Rats don't even have a production value. I feel like we have a higher production value than the Trash Rats do.
Yo, actually,
Like-
quick Trash Rats question. Like, do you even know if Tim Pool can get on? Or, like, what is the episode 50 plan right now? What does it actually look like? If
Well,
you
that-
wouldn't mind telling us. Unless it's top secret.
Well, no, it's just not going to have anything to do with me as far as I could think because I'm just a guest. I'm not the real backbone, deep in the game trash ratter. I'm just, I come around and get my little cheese from time to time, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, well, from that last episode, that was the last time I've talked to anybody about it. I haven't spoken to anybody about it since then, but on there they said that maybe Reactor could, like, ask Tim to just, like, walk in the room for 5 seconds and say hi. Who knows? I mean, hey, if they actually get him like to sit down for like even 5 minutes, I mean that shit is gonna do numbers, I would imagine. So I hope they do, but that's all I know. They haven't. The last thing I talked to Mumkey about was I was watching King Cobra's birthday stream last night, and he wasn't around. He wasn't watching it, so I was like transcribing the events of King Cobra's birthday last night, and then we watched. We were both inadvertently at the same time watching his other stream earlier today, and like kind of communicating back and forth, just texting each other about like, oh shit, he just said that, you know.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just some you know, some bro stuff, but yeah. No
Yeah,
no Tim
I
Pool
offered-
combo.
I offered that to be Tim Pool on Trash Rats episode 50. I offered to, wear the Tim Pool face, put on the Tim Pool sound, and start talking about Russia and Ukraine for an hour. But for some reason, Rusty Cage didn't like that idea, so you can blame him for not having Tim Pool on episode 50, I guess. Tim Pool, anyways. Just one Tim Pool out of the many Tim Pools.
Well, I mean, come on, Rusty's pretty cunning, and if he is listening to this episode or the last one, he knows for sure he can. You're positive he's listening to these episodes.
I am.
Yeah, I think he listens to every single episode.
Every episode, he either leaves a comment or goes on the Trash Rats Discord to talk trash about us. Every single episode. It's so funny. And he keeps insulting us. And it hurts my feeling, Rusty. You really hurt my feelings last time.
I'm just saying, Rusty, you can do the soundboard. I'll literally hit me up. I'll do it for you if you really want the one.
He won't. He's too... Yeah, I don't know. It's...
I
mean,
like
he could have Emperor Lemon on.
Huh?
He could have Emperor Lemon on and just pretend to be Tim Pool.
Yeah, that could work. Man, I tried to get Emperor. Man, it's... I feel like you and Mumki are the only cool people, Eggy. Like, you guys are cool. Everybody else is just kind of a wanker.
Well, you know, when you say me and Mumki, that includes me. Therefore, I'm absolutely inclined to agree that you are absolutely correct.
I mean, how hard would it be to get like Biggs on? Or is that impossible?
I saw him on Twitter recently, and I sent him a message. He hasn't replied to me yet.
Oh, okay.
I think Biggs just didn't want to be on the internet anymore, which is fine. You can do whatever. Besides,
I'm going the same path as Biggs. You know, just hitting the iron. You know, getting my mind right, and this internet stuff. You know, second.
Man, between me and you, the only Trash Rats episodes worth listening to are like re-listening to are the ones with you on, Eggy. Like, that's just fucking hilarious. Otherwise, they're fine.
The Meat Canyon episode's actually pretty good. I re-listened to that while I was traveling.
The only episodes I would listen to are your episodes, and then the one episode of Sodi where M. Clement starts talking about the burrito and how he wanted a vegan burrito, but they added like beans to it that had meat, and then he went apeshit. And then he might have may not have manslaughtered a few people.
Yeah, that one Sodi episode that like had me on it. That I think that was like the first time that I had, because I think, as I recall, I'm pretty sure that we did that before I had ever even really met Mumki. I might have met Rusty before that, possibly, but I don't even remember that 100% for sure. But that was like definitely the early stages of me linking up with the true crew, the masters of the universe, if you will.
Man, it feels like the Trash Rats are kind of like Filthy Frank and his crew back in the day, you know? I had Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, iDubbbz, like when iDubbbz was cool, and they all did videos together, and you're like, fuck yeah!
I think the only way to make it like, as you said, like a real Filthy Frank iDubbbz, Max Mofo type thing, is if they had the fucking balls to get Asperger on for an episode.
No.
In fact, that for episode 50 would make up for Tim Pool.
I don't know, man. For me,
You know,
I think if they released...
I mean, they did the Wheel of Punishment, and that was like, wasn't it Rusty, Asperger, and Mumki?
Do you know what happened with Asperger? Like, have you been following that whole...
I know, he beat his girlfriend.
He almost murdered her, and then they got mad at Mom. It's a whole it's a complicated story.
No, I know the whole thing. And he's actually doing well now. Like, he's still producing music. Like, he released something, I think, like a few months ago.
I think it would be cool if they're like on speaking terms, if they're like cool with each other. But I wouldn't be expecting. For me, I think it would elevate them to the level of Filthy Frank's crew if they released the fight video.
Okay, but that's never gonna happen.
God damn it!
Dude, someone should just kidnap Emperor Lemon and force him to find the SD card. Just like reveal its location.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about when we're talking about the Trash Rats with Meat Canyon. It has 10,000 views, and State of the YouTube with Eggman, 2 hours and 40 minutes with 36,000 and 23,000 views on each portion, respectively. So Basically, I mean, listen, I watch, Meat Canyon. His gets recommended to me on YouTube all the time, and he's a very talented creator. But I mean, if we're just looking at the real numbers here, I might just be a bigger deal.
I told you, Eggy. I told
Yeah.
you. You're the only one worth listening to, man. Because I'm not even blowing your ego. This is just fucking facts, man. Just facts. FBI's most wanted.
Oh, speaking of which, Eggy, what's your max deadlift? I'm actually curious.
Well, I'm still pushing a little bit more gain every single workout because I do on my routine right now. I do Romanian deadlifts, and then I do regular deadlifting.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm still not quite maxed out where I want to say for sure what my max is yet. But
Okay.
it is over 2 plates, so that's
Nice.
something anyway.
I don't know, like,
how often do you go to the gym?
Well, I started off about 3 months ago was when I got in before the New Year's resolution because I didn't want to be a New Year's resolutioner. So I got in about that time, and I was just doing like some cardio and like some very basic push pull. I was trying to go, like probably 4 days a week or something like that, or 4 or 5 days a week. But I was going and just doing, very basic stuff for the most part. And then towards the end of January, I think it was, I got interested in something more. I wanted to do more. I'm like, I think I could do more. I kind of built up, to where I'm going regularly. I'm not gonna rip my arms off trying to do something, or I'm not gonna pass out from just any exercise. I've got a baseline now. So I looked up some other routines that might have been a little bit more comprehensive, and that's when I found the Arnold Schwarzenegger split from Dr. Swole, which is a 6-day on, 1 day off routine, and 21 to 24 sets per day. So it's usually I've been getting it a little more streamlined now, so it's usually under 2 hours, but it could also just depend on how many people are at the gym and just how I'm kind of feeling, or if I want to try and push a little more. Like I might do my warm up, then I might do some reps, and then I might try to push like my max again. That's one thing too why my maxes have kind of changed here and there, because some days I feel like pushing it, some days like I just want to go in and just hit my reps, like what I know is going to be a good amount of reps, good, comfortable, good form and everything like that.
Yeah.
Instead of I'm usually somewhere between like I'm at a certain weight and going on the higher range of reps at a certain weight, and then I'll kind of like cross over the next time I do that exercise and hit like the low range of reps at like the next another 10 pounds up or whatever, and see what it do.
No, yeah, like for me personally, like I think my max at the moment for deadlifts is about 245. I think I don't know, that's nothing compared to my partner though. The dude can do like I think it's like 270 something. Fucking impressive. But I think my favorite part about going out and working out, especially in like a gym like setting, is just the social part of it. I didn't even realize this, but quite literally you'll just make a fuck ton of like gym bros once you start going like on the regular, and it's just great.
Well, I have there's people that I definitely have gotten to know, and I still just don't talk to them, and they don't talk to me, and we still just live in complete silence. But I also go, like, I mean, I kind of live, in like the middle of like cornfields and stuff too. So there's not
it's Iowa still, right? Like you and Mumkey are both in Iowa.
No, I'm about a few hours north of him, but in Wisconsin. Right. So like when I went today, I went more early afternoon today, just because I'm just getting really back into it, because I just had gotten off quarantine and everything, and I was just working my way back to it now, my routine, and it's just a lot of old people in there. Like it's kind of hit or miss if you're gonna have some younger guys around there or not. Today it was more like the younger people that I saw were probably in their late 40s. But then sometimes I'll lift at 2:00 in the morning, and there's younger guys lifting then.
Yeah.
I just go. I just know what I need to do. You know, maybe one of these days, maybe I'll be more social maxing and get more tapped in with people that are up in there. But as for now, yeah, I just go do what I need to do. I stay super focused. I don't listen to music or anything like that. I just go in and just like calculate down to the seconds of my sets. You know, drink 4 bottles of water, wrap it up, and then I just leave.
No, I don't know. I could
Yeah.
never do the no music thing. I'm sorry, but I just can't keep a rhythm without it. It's like the only thing keeping me focused at this point.
You should give it a shot. You should.
Should I?
Yeah, you
I
should
might.
try it without it.
Because here's the thing. I go around my life day to day with headphones in my ear all the fucking time.
Okay.
To the point where a few days ago, I went to the grocery store and without my headphones, I forgot them at home. And I just got myself an apple and I took the apple and I started eating it outside. I asked the people at the store to rinse it. And then I was like, holy shit, there's people around, they're talking, the train is over in front of me and I can hear it. And headphones just completely disconnect you from, what's around you.
Well, that's the
everywhere.
difference, though. Like, at the gym I go to, they're just, like, blaring music through the speakers all the time, so it's still kind of social. You're just still talking to each other. And it's great to just pump people up, like, let's say, like, someone who's, like, at a lower set than you is just, like, maybe not pushing it that hard, they're struggling a bit. Just getting together in, like, these crowds and motivating them, yelling, yo, do it, I've said something like, make your mama proud once, and it was just, like, so fucking funny, so nice, and it's just nice creating these, like, interactions.
Well,
fact,
I will
like,
say, are you kind of what I like? I don't want to ask specifically, but are you more like your age, like closer to like your early 20s and that sort of age?
No, I'm 18.
Oh, okay, well, even more. Yeah, because when I think about it, I mean, it's good. It's the right attitude to have for sure. Because that was around the time I was about 18 when I first was kind of getting into fitness. For my first time, I never really had any interest in it, but then I began getting more interested in it when I was like 18, 19. And I was kind of on that mode too at that time, just because I was like so amped up about fitness and I was so happy with what I was learning and I was like really into it and all that. I think it's just now me being older. It's sort of like, I don't know, when you're older, you kind of just, maybe it's just me, but it's
Sit
sort
back
of
a
like
lot more. Is that kind of thing?
like the fun and kind of like, fun, joyful mood is sort of replaced with just like, sort of just robotic, kind of just going through, doing what you do, and then, just kind of going through what you do. So, yeah, it's a good way to be, and it's good to maintain that, and it'll take you far to maintain that attitude. For me personally, I was not always, I was like that once upon a time, around that time, and then I kind of just got to be an old, bitter man, so I think that's part of, probably part of why I do what I do. But you know what? Maybe now that we're talking and you're reminding me of how I was a little more amped up and a little more pepped up in my younger years, maybe that'll inspire me to bring more of that energy to the gym and revitalize that part of myself.
Yeah, like, hell, in my own once upon a time, like, really, one of the reasons why I'm really pushing for it now is it's just one of those promises where it's like, oh, I'm 14, I'm a freshman in high school, I should start working out. Never fucking happened. Then comes sophomore year, I'm 16, and I just kind of start doing it a bit. Then COVID happened, and for some reason, like, I don't know, I was having like these weird depressive episodes and shit. So what ended up happening was I was just doing nothing all day. And now it's like, God damn it, I'm a senior, and I was kind of like becoming a fat piece of shit. I used to run it too, like do a lot of cross country in high school. So I moved, as well as being a fat piece of shit, just made it so like I really could keep up with people, who were just doing cross country consecutively this whole time. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I gotta, get back down to the basics, get down to where I need to be. And even though it's like, it's kind of difficult to get out of that, that headspace where it's like, oh shit, the whole world's fucking horrible, I'm horrible, etc., etc. Once you really start pumping iron, getting hyped up, and just realizing your actual priorities in life, it's really motivating. I don't know.
Man,
It's a nice
during
high.
during quarantine, I got to 300 pounds actually. Like I got super. I started
That's
eating
horrible.
pizza all the time. I started like getting really really fat. But then at some point, one of my coworkers to me was like, came up to me, straight up came up to me. He's like, dude, you're fucking obese. I'm like, you know what, you're right. And then I started dieting, and within like 2 months, I lost 75 pounds.
Hell yeah.
Or,
Pretty good.
or something like that. It was ridiculous. And then it was like, wow, holy shit! And he was one of the guys that's really into fitness. He was pumping iron all the time. He always challenges me to push-ups. Of course, he wins because I only do calisthenics, and he does like a full gym.
Well, actually, no. Now that you mention it like that too, I think probably another part of it for me too was when I was, let's say, 19, when I was kind of like really getting into because when I was 19, I think I weighed about 220, 230 pounds. I had also gotten to be very overweight because growing up, I was very poor, and then I got my first job before my 19th birthday. I was 18, but before I turned 19, I got my first job, and so I was getting it was minimum wage, but I was getting my first paychecks, and I was able to buy my own food. That had never been something that I had in my life before, so I would just buy like cases of Mountain Dew and like all kinds of junk food and snacks and just like pig out all day, and I got fat as crap. And then that was part of preceding my actual really getting into weightlifting. I lost like 60 pounds over like a 2 or 3 month period or something like that. And I was like incredibly, like, whoa, this is crazy. I can't believe it actually worked. I just did what what I read online to do. And oh my goodness, it works. Why is there even fat people? Everybody, all you got to do is this. It's so great.
Exactly. Exactly, man. This is what pisses me off about like fat acceptance movements and like obese fucks who are like, no, I'm born this way. It doesn't help. I tried dieting. Like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. If you tried dieting, it would have worked. Your body just works.
The only issue is that in low-income areas, the food is just generally worse. It's more processed. So even if they are dieting, it's just the food quality's garbage. Which is why I think the United States government, at least, when they make a push, for healthier meals and shit, they should, I guess, disperse that a lot more evenly. And even allow stuff like, you guys know how the EBT system works, right? Like EBT cards?
Yeah.
A lot of healthy food, if it's not like prepackaged or anything, you can't buy it. So even if you have like fresh cooked food or stuff like that, you can't, get something that's actually like fresh and good. You've got to wait and sit on it and just eat crap for a while.
Well, I mean,
you can get a box of hamburgers for like $20 at Walmart. It'll last you a while.
Shit.
It's I would say that is largely true, but also at the same time, I moved out on my own when I was 20 because it was early 2012. I moved out on my own, and I was living on my own in a duplex along with I started going to school, and I was still working my job at the same time, so things were kind of tight for me. And I didn't have much of a food budget, and basically, really, like rice, beans, eggs, tuna fish, and butter. Like really, I mean, if you could like afford to get like a thing of protein powder every so often too, I think with all that together, like I really would have been hitting a lot of, and I did maintain. I ended up flipping up like eventually just because that I just sort of got so consumed with studying and all the stuff like that everything with exercise and all that really ended up playing second fiddle. It was pushed to the side. But as far as being able to have nutritious food, actually also milk, once again it's it wasn't necessarily like perfectly curated chicken, rice, and broccoli, but it was still cheap calories with a lot of protein and fat, and it had its nutritious aspects for sure. So between those things, it was really just still not eating any candy or potato chips or whatever, those sort of more empty calories, refined, processed, oily, that sort of stuff. But I was going to say, to finish my one thought I had a couple minutes ago about being that younger age, where I'm at now, a lot of my talk about fitness or a lot of my, being surrounded by fitness-minded individuals is taking place online. And there wasn't really as much of that. They had Facebook groups and stuff back in like 2011, 2012. Do you even lift bra was like the wildfire burning through everywhere that everybody was, Ziz had, passed away around that time. And it was just a whole lot going on at that time online, which really brought a lot of guys together online. But who I talk to now, it's usually just a lot more actual like individual people. I don't really go on like the fitness board on 4chan or whatever anymore.
Yeah, I've never even been
individual people that are, and we kind of keep each other on track through DMs and stuff like that. So I think that's also another part of it too, is that if it was just me in the gym 10 years ago when there was a lot less resources and a lot less of the connectivity that I have now. I feel like that would also sort of press me to be a little more kind of talkative to other people. But now it's sort of like I kind of got the people to talk to already, and I kind of already got the knowledge from them. So it's not good. I think it's good to be linked up with people that are, really in your community. But yeah, I would say that's why maybe I'm not as much.
In internet communities, is it just me, or is it like they've matured a lot? Like back in the day, internet communities were like, oh yeah, this porn.
I'm sorry, Artillery, I gotta cut you off, but no, they haven't, and I'll get to that point in a second. But this is actually just incoming. This is stock advice for anyone listening. This is not actual stock advice. Do not actually take this as legal advice. And
man, go do this on the fucking Moneysuckle bootleg, okay? Go do this on the Moneysuckle bootleg podcast.
What?
This is the
no, this is new. This is new and current. You guys know Activision, right?
Yeah.
So you know how like months ago they were hit with the sexual harassment lawsuit, yada yada yada. Their stock dropped to about $40-ish, and the Microsoft bottom it shot up to 80.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, once the buyout happens, what's going to happen is with the merger, Activision stock is going to turn to Microsoft stock. But right now, Activision was just hit with another sexual harassment case. So that means their stock price is probably going to go down again.
Sure.
And while it's going to end up affecting, Microsoft for a bit, that's still a great investment if you're buying in right now and just waiting for it to sit and turn into Microsoft stock. This is not actual stockbroker advice, but hey.
Yeah, it is.
Here's something
You're being legally liable for this.
This is not legal. This is not legally a stock thing.
Here's a stock thing. Buy Syrian pounds. Buy Syrian liars. Just buy into the Syrian economy. Please.
Why would I buy something? It's literally called liars. That doesn't sound very trustworthy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dump all of my money out into the middle of the desert.
You saw how that worked out for like Nevada. They dumped all their money into Las Vegas. The mafia did, and holy shit, that worked out.
Okay, you're talking that talk. All right.
Is Vegas a good or a bad thing for society?
Las Vegas is a great fucking place.
It's fucking horrible. I hate it. I fucking hate Las Vegas so much.
I never want to go to Las Vegas again.
I don't know.
It's a crime against humanity, against nature, against architecture.
I'm going to say this. I don't think I could be anywhere but Las Vegas. I am sorry.
Really?
Well, why don't you go there and fucking...
Why do you like it there? Like,
I'm there.
Actually asking.
Just go.
I mean, I was born and raised, so...
It is the crime against nature, Las Vegas.
I don't know. Like, after moving, I don't know. It's like I miss the whole 24-hour economy. I cannot go back to it.
Anyway, let's go back to the topic of niche internet communities. I'm not talking about Twitter. Yeah. I'm not talking about like fucking Reddit. I'm talking about niche small internet groups. I feel like those have matured.
Don't know how many of those exist, and we can't really know because they're all on Discord now. Like it used to be public forums, but now it's not.
Actually. No, it's Discord. It's Discord, Amino, Telegram, and I forgot the fourth one.
Yeah, but the point is that they're all private now, as opposed to them used to.
Not exactly.
They used to all be public because they used to be public forums.
No, because okay, I'm doing a whole video that has to do with an event that happened on this app Amino. But all I can say is Amino is extremely public, at least compared to Discord and everything else. But really, these aren't big communities, by the way. I guess you could say they're sort of big for
how many people?
Fandom based, but I don't know, all the chaos and things that can ensue on the app, especially, it's just dreadful. It's literally the type of thing that you would, I guess, you could call blackpilling. To some people, people are just destroying their social lives, especially in just their careers.
Who cares what Zoomers are doing on Amino, right?
Right. Oh no, dude! Unironically, there's tons of people who are obsessed with it, and I even want to pick fun at those people because it is just asinine. Oh my god!
It just sounds like you're talking about Redditors who are like a bit more extreme.
No, they're more extreme. No, actually, no. Reddit's worse. No.
No. I'm talking about like Reddit is for normies, right? Reddit is for fucking 30-year-old who doesn't use the internet all that much, gets all his news from one place, and that's Twitter.
No, I'm for Lemon fans.
Oh my fucking god! That episode was good as well. Top 10 reasons. That's another good episode.
Yeah.
Wow. Of Sodi, I remember now. Let me
I think
say
Rusty
one thing.
was right when he said that all we do is talk about other podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever. But here's what I'm gonna say about internet communities. I feel like the general memes in those communities, the general types of people, it went from being like completely amoral, completely like weird, into now people are promoting fitness, promoting religion, healthy lifestyles, like healthy mindsets, personal accountability. That's how I feel like how the internet is changing subtly. Like I feel like this is the precursor to it becoming like kind of mainstream, just like how SJW culture was like on the on the back burner a few years ago, and now it's the main thing. I feel like this culture that's growing, that's completely like do fitness, start lifting, start being nice to each other, like go to church, do all these things. I feel like that culture is going to be the one that's predominant in the next 5 to 10 years, and who knows? Maybe it's I don't know. What do you feel like it? What do you? Because I feel like you were.
I don't even know, because now that I'm thinking about it, especially Gen Z, because I think a lot of people are guilty of this, and especially the iPad generation. As much as I'd love to say we need to get fit and we need to do all these things, will the next generation really have the willpower to want to push themselves?
Yeah, no.
Especially,
Let me say something.
Getting brain rot at a young age.
When you see what's going on around you and you have like little bit of reason in you, every generation fucking despises the generation that came before. Millennials hate the fucking, like, the guys that came before them, who hate the guys that came before them. Like, you have the very conservative culture of the 60s, then the hippies of the 70s, then again, very conservative in the 80s, then kind of liberal in the 90s, then in 2000s you have George W. Bush, and in 2010s you got Obama. You see this shift in culture, and it's shifting much more rapidly and much more extremely, I think, in the next few years, and it's going to be a very knowledgeable and like well-known culture, because we see normies, we see people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and we get mad. But it's that rage within us, it's that anger that there's so much information out there and so much reason that people are actively ignoring, that's going to cause more people to go out of their way to seek what's actually good knowledge.
But do you really think Generation Alpha is going to have the cognizance to even do that?
Yeah, I mean, look at this fucking generation. They're all fucking.
I don't think there are a whole lot of young people nowadays who genuinely care about the truth.
Oh yeah, but like, okay. Oh, sorry, you go, Red Sante.
You were speaking over each other. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was saying I don't think that there are a lot of young people who actually really care about what they believe. They don't really care about the truth. They care about their image in their social circles, and that's usually it.
Oh, yeah.
But they grow out of it. When you engage in something at a young age, you get to realize like the downsides of it, and you develop your personality to be better than it. To improve on that.
Some people have
a lot of people don't want to improve; they just want to make excuses for themselves.
Oh yeah, it's not just excuses, but some people who live in like are in shitty situations, even whether it's online or in real life, would rather sit with them because they're too afraid to face the consequences or see what'll happen if they just deviated.
Yeah, it's a sink or swim culture, and those people who are not willing to change, who are gonna be pieces of shit their whole lives, are gonna sink, or they're gonna have to learn how to swim. And eventually, I feel like people right now, in this day and age, and that's what I'm talking about, they're learning how to swim. They're learning like, okay, no, these things, they're actually worth something. And I was gonna say that when Eggy was talking about like the whole fitness culture on like people talking to each other on the internet, being more minded of what's healthy for them and what's not, and what's good for their lives, and what's a good belief system for their own mentality versus what's not.
Yeah, and like, I do think. Sorry to cut you off, Eggy, but I will say this: I do think that there's like, I'd say it's 75% that we're gonna see like a same downward spiral, but I think there's still a bit of glimmer of hope that the next generation will go above and beyond. And how if the next generation's just like a bunch of studs and cool people, working out and proving everyone wrong, I think that'd be the best thing for society.
Well, I think that either way, there's going to be a greater separation. I feel like I wouldn't be as optimistic as to say that the norm will be a greater, because everything's just in a certain place right now. Where it's like there's a lot that is on the table in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of things that are getting and reaching a lot of people, that are anywhere from teenagers to people my age, or maybe even in their early 40s or something, possibly like some of those really older millennials, or really late Gen X people. And I've seen people from all the way in between that are sort of noticing things online or getting some fresh information that they're applying to their lives for the first time in years, and that's causing a betterment for them. But at the same time, I don't necessarily have an optimistic view of like where the internet's going. I'm a bit cynical about some of it. If we reach a point where the Klaus Schwab literature is coming down heavy-handed, and some of these alternatives that we've become accustomed to are just kind of getting swept under the rug by the technocrats and the technocracy, that I don't know how many people are going to go out of their way to kind of stay informed and stay on top of what's people are talking about, because I've just seen this happen already before. Like, I saw people back in 2014, 2015 that were all about getting some of this information and sort of being more on top of a lot of things, and eventually they're just like, I just want to live a normal, whatever everybody else is doing, yeah, I'm doing that too, because whatever, I want to just assimilate now. I don't want to be on the outskirts forever. I want to just do what everybody else is doing, and then they do. So I think we are in a good spot right now, and I think people that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, sort of thing. It's like everything's good right now. In fact, I would say in certain ways, it is at a very high level compared to previous years, just because I think a lot of people are more on edge and they're a little more, ruffled to look into things. But as far as where things are going in the grand scheme and with the majority, it's either going to be, there's going to continue to be unusual events, in the world. They're going to ruffle more feathers. It's going to make people kind of look around a little more, or the technocracy is going to try to really heavy-handedly knock down any, reasonably accessible pathways to alternative forms of receiving beneficial information. Like how right now, Google searches are extremely manipulated, and I don't even use Google search anymore because it's extremely difficult to find any relevant information. You have to use other websites. But if we were to break down how many people are using alternative search engines versus Google,
like
it's probably like if I were to say 1/10%, that would probably be pretty
let's look it up right now.
Optimistic
that we're talking about it, because I've noticed recently, because alt tech is growing really, really quickly because of how far they're pushing people away. Like you said, people in 2016, 2014 would say, I just want to assimilate back to mainstream culture. But the thing about this mainstream culture is it's getting harder and harder to assimilate to reasonably. It's getting more and more extreme. It's getting more and more to the point where if you're a normal person and you're having to assimilate into this kind of culture, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? It doesn't make any sense. So I'd like to see Google.
And there are a lot of people that know that what is sort of being pushed in the media isn't acceptable, but they don't really know the alternative. They just reject everything entirely. And I think that mentorship is the answer to that, because I have a friend of mine who I've been teaching more about self-help and personal responsibility and stuff like that, and I hope to teach many more people, because it's something that I am rather well read on, and I do eventually want to do some type of presentation on that on this podcast.
That would be really awesome. Have you ever thought of getting into like the professional mental health care industry? If that there even is one for that?
I've thought about it before, and I don't know if it's something for me, because I don't have a degree, and I probably am never going to get one. So I don't know what jobs there are for me in a lot of those sectors.
But, I don't know.
Man,
I know.
I'm gonna just interject right quick. This is before we forget about it. In 2019, DuckDuckGo, which was at the time, I think they suck now, but they were an alternative to Google. They would process roughly 1.5 billion searches every month, which, to be fair, is more than I thought. Google, they had about like 100 billion searches a month, so more than 1%.
Yeah, so that's 4%. So
yeah, but the other thing is, right now, if you actually, since DuckDuckGo sucks, I'm going to go ahead and plug Brave Search. If you ever heard of that.
No, yeah,
It is a much better alternative to both DuckDuckGo and Google.
Like, actually, I'll even say this. Like, my web design teacher, she like full on. She just insists. Like, she used to, I guess, tell people to use DuckDuckGo, but now she insists on using Brave since the stuff came out.
Yeah, I also use Brave. I stopped using
I use Brave
Firefox as
Search.
well. Firefox also said that they were gonna do like a whole fact checking shit, but when that comes up, just fucking run away because that's never a good sign.
Yeah, I don't know. I still use Firefox, but it's only just because it's like the only browser you can really stream stuff in Discord with. Like, let's say you're watching like HBO Max or something with some friends.
Try Brave. Brave works. I think.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on the
But
Brave
so
browser.
Brave is
I
like a
it.
full-on browser, not like just a search engine.
It's a whole
is,
browser.
yeah.
It's a search engine,
Yeah, 'cause-
and it's really good. Like
Yeah,
it's
'cause I'll be real-
Chromium based,
Okay.
and
Like-
it comes with Tor. Like Tor is included. You can just open a private window. With
I don't.
Tor and voila.
I don't use Tor. Okay, call it weird, but I've kind of stuck with Google. I'll use DuckDuckGo when I really need to find something, but I just kind of keep my
Stop.
browser
Just
usage
stop
kind of
using
normal.
Google.
Yeah.
I use Google as like my
is-
third choice. Like Google's my third choice
Well, I mean-
in case like DuckDuckGo and Brave can't find me like an image I want to see.
I
or a
mean,
meme.
Yeah.
okay, Google's
It's
on
sad
my
that
phone. It's
Google
like,
is
so
still the
it's
best
like-
browser. Like it's not browser. The best search engine for finding things.
Don't use Google Chrome. Don't ever
Okay.
use Google Chrome.
Yeah, I don't use
You're
Chrome, but sometimes I have to look things up on Google just because I can't find them on anything else.
Okay.
That's true. That's
I
true,
don't-
and that's what I'm saying. It's sometimes you can't find something on Brave or DuckDuckGo, so you have to use Google,
Yeah.
which sucks. I fucking hate having to use Google, but hey,
Actually,
no.
does DuckDuckGo 4.5 billion? Is that more than people use Bing? I'm kind of curious now. I might look this up.
Yes. No, actually, it's more Bing. Worldwide, it's more Bing, but in the United States, I'm pretty sure DuckDuckGo is more. North America in general. Let's see North America.
No, yeah.
In North America, yeah, people use Bing twice as much as DuckDuckGo.
I don't. I can't even imagine using Bing. It's just a browser you use to
Yeah.
Install anything else.
No, Bing,
Actually,
Bing still
any-
has like a hardcore, maybe like
And
Microsoft
it's
employees,
also
stuff
the
like that.
Microsoft browser, so
Yeah.
better
Actually-
not use it.
You guys use
Boomers.
Windows, right? Or do you guys use Linux?
Yeah, no, I
I'm
use
gonna
Windows.
move to Linux soon. I've been
I
meaning to for a
can't
while.
move to Linux, dude. I can't play my video games on there.
No, Proton's
yes,
not
you
really
can.
good.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
It's
They're
just
getting
I'll have
something
to
better.
see if I can play all of them, like Apex, Overwatch.
Oh
couple
yeah,
others,
okay, yeah.
Valorant.
There's issues with Apex and Valorant.
Yeah, I don't care about. I'm trying to cut down on my video game usage as well. Like I've been uninstalled most of my games. I can't bring myself to uninstall all of them. I keep like reinstalling them because I'm an idiot. But for the most part, I've been trying to just cut down on my video game usage, spend more time in doing creative
Yeah.
stuff, spend more time
No, that's
like
good.
learning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I
Yeah,
think we can all
I don't
agree
think I'll
gaming.
ever fully move away from
Yeah.
gaming. It's been my main hobby forever, and I'm somewhat good at it, so
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Gaming's just like a really social thing, if anything. That's kind of all I can do now.
Yeah.
I can't just.
That's also very true.
There are some games I think I'm gonna sit down and play. Like I don't know, the new God of War that's coming out. I'll probably pick that up. But for the most part, like I just kind of stick to just social games. Like
Anyways,
you guys know Jackbox, right? That is actually really.
oh yeah,
goddamn-
we play Jackbox at church. Straight up.
Mm.
Nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, yo, sometime we should do a Garbagemice Jackbox stream. That would be tits.
Fuck
That'd
yeah.
be cool.
We should do like the whole drawing. Maybe that'll be the after show
Yeah.
today. Eggy, if you're interested, we're gonna do the drawing game. Do you know that game?
No, which one? The T-shirt one or Champed Up?
No, the one where where they give you a prompt and you have to draw it. But
Drawful?
and if,
Okay.
yeah, it's just something
Yeah.
like that. And
And
people have to
before we
guess
do
what
the
it is.
after show, we should go through the patron questions.
We should, and
Yeah.
it's not time for the after show. Yeah, I think we
No,
still
no.
got like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
on
we
the show.
got-
But before,
10 minutes.
I don't know.
Nazniak, you sent a video in Garbage Ban, and you wanted us to react to it, right?
Oh fuck! Yes. Hold on. No, the guy below me sent like the whole version of it.
Oh shit, are we gonna react to the full 2 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds? Also, a bunch of images of Rusty Cage during various historical events. Here's Rusty Cage.
I did not see the Rusty images. What the fuck?
Yeah, a couple of them were made by me, a couple by Artillery.
Most
For,
of them
for
were
the
by
people
me,
at
but-
home that cannot see these images at the moment, I see
Let's
Rusty
describe them.
Cage. He is standing on top of a airplane flying into the World Trade Center like a surfboard or something. I see Rusty Cage. He is positioned in Christ Church, and if you know what that means, I don't need to say too much more else because we'll all get fucked if I talk too much more. It appears Rusty Cage, Rusty Cage at the base of Hiroshima, just kind of chilling out. He's just standing there.
This was actually like the Manhattan Project, where they sent all the American soldiers into the nuke to test its effects, and it gave them all cancer. And that was the first nuclear detonation ever, and it's on camera. And they sent soldiers to it, and Rusty Cage is right there.
Yeah.
He gets around. So we have him enforcing the rules at Auschwitz, it looks like. He appeared to have joined some child soldiers. I'm guessing that is in... Where was
Cambodia.
the Khmer Rouge? Yeah, Cambodia.
Yeah, was that before he stole the slushy machine? I think it might have been.
Well, when you look at slushies, I think they went mainstream in like the 80s or something like that, maybe the 70s. So I think he would have done that before the slushy machine. Yeah. We have Rusty Cage executing Ice Age hostages. It looks like.
I mean, how could Rusty even do that? Like. Really, man? I thought you
Rusty
were
Cage, he's posting by the ruins in Waco, Texas, of all the dead women and children. We have Rusty Cage committing the Columbine attack. And is this Rusty Cage becoming the president of North Korea, it looks like?
No, it's the president of Tokyo.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see. All right, yeah, they're all wearing Tokyo beanies. Okay.
Eggy, I am very impressed that you recognize all of these fucking images. I am very fucking impressed.
I'm gonna be honest, I recognize like 2 of them.
I didn't recognize Waco, and that's it.
My high school education paid off, you know what I'm saying? Just 'cause I'm in my 30s now, I still maintain my sharp intellect.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If Rusty had the budget to make like a bomb-ass music video, I think some of these visuals would be sick as hell. Especially like the riding the plane like a surfboard.
You know what I'm gonna be using those images for? Eggy, I think only true fans of the Garbagemice will be listening to this point, so I'm gonna give it a spoiler. Do you know Rusty Cage's Octopus song? Octopus, octopus, a strong legs is not a puss.
I'm not familiar, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm gonna make a parody of that song, and it's gonna go something like Rusty Cage likes his women underage and stuff like that. And I want you to write those lyrics. I want them to be as accurate as possible to Rusty Cage and how he likes his women. Anyway, is it time to watch the guy?
Yes.
This episode. Hold on.
Yeah, City
I have not seen it yet.
This
2 minutes.
I haven't seen it either. So,
All right.
Eggy, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, when I on my go, okay? 3, 2, 1, go.
War with Ukraine and Russia. If we had a nuclear war, it would be worth it if it could just save one life.
Wait, did you want me to sing it? I thought you had an audio of it singing.
Oh,
It's what.
yeah.
Where people actually supported democracy and took on their social responsibility. The only way to fight for our democracy is to get vaccinated while supporting Ukraine in the fight.
I love this guy.
This can't be
That is
real.
your social responsibility.
Is that Tim Pool?
This reminds me of like the really old Monkey videos. This is something that would be in one of his anime reviews.
Oh yeah.
Like a rant like this.
And be happy. And I
Yo,
stand
this-
with him because I am not selfish.
This guy's based. This guy's based.
Against it are selfish.
He's about to combust.
My only regret is that I didn't stop Breonna Taylor's killers. I still remember like it was yesterday. I was shopping at Target in the Pride section looking for a shirt for my 6-year-old openly gay transgender nephew after I got off work at Starbucks where I'm a barista. But at least I know that I was helping the LGBTQ community while Breonna Taylor was was killed. I had to lay on my pillow and I prayed that Dr. Fauci would
that's your
make
time.
a vaccine for white supremacy. I hate myself.
That's your time. Appreciate it. Well, do that over there so we can get the next person.
That is a very respectful thing to do.
Thank you. Okay.
Guys,
if we could,
on this
we'll
episode,
take like a 5-minute break and wipe all that down. So it's
No, don't
8:13.
spoil
We'll
it.
be back.
Okay, guys. I want to tell you guys that all of us are going to be taking a kneel for George Floyd in this episode.
I'm getting out of my chair
we're
right
gonna be
now.
Kneeling. We're going to be kneeling for racism. I own racism. Okay.
I'm down on one knee right now.
Getting out of my chair.
I just got out of my chair.
Okay, I am kneeling now too, and
I'm
we are
on
gonna
one
take a
knee.
photo right now, and we all took the photo, right? We're all kneeling. We all took the photo, and now we're gonna post it as our avatars for this episode, and we're all gonna be kneeling on racism for George Floyd. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, time for Patreon questions, right? Let's look at the Garbagemice Patreon questions first, because where are the Garbagemice?
Yeah,
So,
we have patrons.
D.A. Manuel says, Monkey, are you going to make the Impractical Jokers movie review, or am I just sitting here with my dick in my hand? Well, D.A.
Why did
Manuel,
he
you
ask
should
a
have said
question
this
for
in the
Monkey
Trash
in this
Rats.
channel?
You should have said this on the fucking Trash Rats Patreon questions.
He's not in our server anymore.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah,
he
D.A.
left.
Manuel, did you... No,
Yes,
he's
Simi
still...
and Jimmy left.
Oh, yeah, Monkey, yeah, he left. I don't know why he left. The fucking cunt. Piece of shit. Tell him to come back, Eggy. Tell him to come back to the Discord server.
Garbagemice
Tell him,
bros,
hey.
we got too cocky.
Let's see.
Do
Top
the
5
Garbage Mouse
ethnicities.
hosts have any black friends?
Yeah,
Do
my
I?
girlfriend.
Yeah, his name's Rusty Cage.
No, I don't think Rusty would consider us as friends.
I'd say I'm
Well,
friends with
well,
Justin
I think
Trudeau,
that-
so
Garbage mice.
yeah. I'm friends with Justin Trudeau, and he's black, I think, so we're all good here.
I don't
What's
know.
Garbage
Am
Mice's
I the only
favorite
one who
shows?
actually has
Yes.
friends? What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Black
I don't have
friends
a lot of
especially.
black friends, or I don't have any black friends, but I don't have a lot of friends in general, so that
All
works
black
out.
people are my enemies. I am extremely racist, and I cannot help myself saying the N-word every time I see a black person. So
Well, it's
It's-
okay if you have black friends. That means it's okay to say it, right?
yeah, but I don't have any black friends because I keep saying the N-word. So
Well, I mean, it's 2023. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that you're not really sure. They got ancestry tests or whatever, but we live in a multicultural melting pot nowadays, so you probably are just close enough,
you want to hear a sad truth? The sad truth is that Nazniak is Jewish, and so I can't help myself. He had to stop me from saying the K word 50 times before we started recording, before he came on. I had to control myself.
Was that can I borrow $1 with a K?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I kept telling him, "Can I borrow $1, you fucking kike?"
That's right.
Yeah, sorry.
Man, hey,
Disney.
it's okay. Y'all got the pass.
Yeah, I got the pass. I know he had to give me the pass so I can stop. I kept calling him that word until he gave me the pass. As you know, we are the most anti-Semitic podcast on the internet, which is to say that Nazniak is sadly not going to return for a while because we're so racist that we drove him away.
Yeah.
After you saw the picture of Rusty Cage working in Auschwitz, and you just got so amped up, you just can't help yourself anymore.
Dude, I was screaming. I was crying. I was rolling on the floor. Depressed. I was horrible. I blew up.
All
I shit my
that
pants.
genetic trauma. All that genetic trauma. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
And-
sad to announce that I am going to be departing almost permanently. It is.
Yeah.
Departing the
horrible.
United States after artillery kicks you out.
Yeah, he got a job working at Goldman Sachs, family business, and we won't be seeing him for a while.
Yeah, he's found a job at a bank recently, so he's gonna be eating all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I got to
a
keep
humble
myself
man
well
working for his father, and that's it.
Anyways,
Hey.
Eggy, can I ask you for a favor? Can I ask you for a favor right now? While we're reading the Patreon questions of the Trash Rats, can you ask Rusty Cage to come on the Trash Rats in the Patreon questions?
ask him to come on the Trash Rats? Well, I mean, he
No,
should go on the
garbage
Trash
guys.
Rats.
Oh, fucking retard. Okay. I'm
Oh,
a fucking
the
retard.
fake seas, backsies. All right, I'll ask him to go on the Trash Rats though, because we need more
Okay,
of that.
sure. Because I need some more trash rats. Yeah.
But I will also ask him, or I should say, because I'm not going to ask him to go on the Garbagemice. I'm going to forcefully demand it. That's why.
Okay.
So I'll
thank
ask
you,
him
man.
to make more Trash Rats, because all I know is I didn't get a message asking me to be a guest star tonight for Trash Rats. So they're probably recording it right now, but I can't
got
be
it.
too sure. You know, I can't know for sure.
Mumkey would say, "Hey guys, we're recording Trash Rats finally." Yes, they haven't recorded an episode in fucking 3 weeks now, I think.
Well, no, we just
They-
didn't. Was that not like a week ago? I guess I don't remember exactly. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, I guess I was just sick, so maybe it has been a couple weeks.
Yeah, so it's
Jeez.
been like 2-3 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really inconsistent, and that's
Time
why we
flew
started
by.
this whole fucking show.
That's right.
Anyway, let's read some Patreon questions from the Trash Rats server. D.A. Manuel says, "Mumkey, are you just gonna make the Practical Jokers movie?" Well, he said it right here. Why'd you say it in our Discord as well, you fucking idiot? Okay. Rusty Cage says, "I don't know who you are." He's saying that to my question of why do you hate me so much? Let's see. A question for the Garbagemice and the Trash Rats server. Interesting. He says, "Which one of you has the biggest set of testicles?" I want to say my testicles are as big as 2 pieces of 6mm ball bearings. So I don't know if that's big enough for you guys.
I can fit mine in my hand, and I've got pretty big hands.
Oh shit. So how do you cycle then? I have to ride a bicycle, so my testicles have shrunk to accommodate my saddle.
Oh, that easy. Don't ride a bike.
Man, that's so
Or-
fitting of
What you do is you just, at least for me personally, when I would bike, you kind of just like hold yourself up. Like you don't actually sit down. You kind of just like, I don't know. It's been a lot of years since I have bicycled regularly, but I'd like hold myself up, like pull myself up on my handlebars a little bit, and then kind of just like go, like the full length of my legs would be like cycling, going up and down, and I would be, because I actually started doing that originally because I would bike for like long distances. I used to bike like from town to town, and so my ass would get really sore, and so then I'd do that so my ass wouldn't be so sore. And I just kind of got in the habit of doing it because it was in like 2011. That's when somebody told me that it would like fuck with my dick. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't have that. You know, I gotta be on point.
Yeah, same here. I do the same thing. And Red Sante, are you also not gonna answer?
I just got rid of mine a while ago, so I don't really,
It's
I
just
don't really
like,
remember.
Yo, Red Sante, we're proud to announce that Red Sante is the first openly transgender member of the Garbagemice. We should respect its pronouns. And
Yeah, you know, I joined the women's volleyball team, and I'm 2 feet taller
Crushing
than
it.
everyone else there. So they
Oh,
actually
That's
all,
impressive.
that
they
is
really like me
empowering.
because I carry all the games.
But I forgot to mention they were 8 years old, so that's why I'm actually literally 2 feet taller than them. But you know what? Hey,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm also
Canada,
trans age.
when you're in Canada, they get down like that. You can just do whatever you want. I can go. I'm gonna be like Billy Madison, except you know, Billy Madison wouldn't be a fun movie anymore because all the kids would be like fucking on like Prozac at 3 years old, and they'd be wearing like 3 masks. Billy Madison would have to like be in a cage because like they're all like separated with dividers and they can't.
Yo, hold on. Anyone else get whiplash when watching movies and people didn't have masks because of COVID? I don't know.
no.
It became so normalized for me. Like
I haven't gone outside for the last 3 years, so I don't remember. I don't even masks. I don't even know anything about that.
Oh shit.
I maintained my sanity. I just locked myself in for every single day until the masks went away. So it is not normalized in my mind. I was able to maintain some amount of sanity in the craziness.
For me, I hated masks. I hate them so fucking much. Because they don't fucking work. And the masks that do work, people are not wearing. They're wearing like shitty fucking cloth masks.
Yeah.
And if masks worked, we wouldn't have fucking COVID anymore. Doing all these fucking mandates. Like, none of the measures they take work.
Well, the funny thing is that because I did a lot of flying last year, and that's the only time I wore a mask because you had to do it to fly, and they would not allow anyone to wear medical masks. Like if you came in with a medical mask, they would force you to take it off and put on like a shitty extra, like shitty 1 cent mask that obviously didn't do anything.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like you could not. They would not allow people to. I don't know if it was maybe like on the plane. Maybe it's like the oxygen levels change or something, and maybe like the filter on it fucks with that. I have no idea, but you would not be allowed to board a plane until you switch to like a shitty like 1 cent mask they would just give you.
Oh my fucking god! You know what you remind me of? Oh my god! I just remembered this. I have a huge gas mask collection, and I used to bring them to work because I have to work with chemicals and bleach and whatnot, and it smells horrible, and I don't want to get brain damage. So I used to carry them in a bag slung around my shoulder, and there was a mask mandate for like the trains, and I didn't want to break the law. So I wore one of those hood-style Soviet masks, the GP5 into the train, like a latex mask. And I remember specifically that everybody was going out of their fucking way to look away from me, except one lady. One lady was staring at me, and so I just stared back at her wearing that fucking gas mask, and she decided not to stare at me anymore. And people were so fucking terrified around me. It was great. I love it.
As they should be.
I should have done it more often. I should have worn more gas masks more often.
Yeah, I should have just worn a balaclava out in public. That would have been kind of funny.
I do. That's my masks.
Well, I'm just happy that I heard now, this was just in the news like in the last couple days, that the airlines were telling Joe Biden to repeal the airline mask mandate since like it's got repealed federally everywhere else. That's why the airlines have been doing it, is because of federal mandates, and everything else has been repealed like besides the airline. And I'm flying to Texas next week, so it would be cool if I could actually not have to wear a fucking mask for once in a while. Like I've never like I just my health is like better now, but when I wasn't exercising and stuff like that and I was breathing a little bit harder, it was very difficult and uncomfortable for me to take naps on my flights wearing my mask. So it'll be nice to be unmasked this time around.
The problem with masks for me is that I have to wear glasses, and so they would fog up really bad. And it's not like my eyesight is just a little worse without glasses. It's really fucking bad. So whenever it would either be that my glasses would fog up and I couldn't see, or I literally just couldn't see. And so whenever I got off the bus, it was like, fucking hell, thank God I don't have to wear this shit anymore, because I can't see. I can't see.
Yeah, my brother's fiance worked in like hospitality, and she had to wear her mask like indoors, like in hot environments every single day or whatever. And she had very sensitive skin, so like she would just have like a breaking out in a rash like all around her mouth from the irritation from the mask. But this is just when she was in college, because then she did graduate college, so she didn't have to do that anymore. But yeah, she'd be like actually like in pain and stuff, and there was just nothing else that could be done about it except not have a job. So, and then a lot of people end up losing their jobs because they didn't get the injection, and then 2 months later it's like, oh, by the way, you don't need that anymore, and now we're hiring. And it's pretty crazy out here. This world's pretty nuts. So
yeah, I hate this. I hate this world. I hate what it's done to people. I hate so much right now. I'm just
we got black-pilled artillery.
That's right.
Stepping up to the podium.
See, here's the thing. I live in a war zone for 8 fucking years, and then I come to Canada, the promised land, and suddenly I can't do anything. I can't get out of my fucking house, and I gotta take a jab. Like, thank you. Can I return to Syria, please?
Alright, I don't know. Artillery's the only one who I think's like extremely justified in being black-pilled.
Yeah, it's fucking
so.
depressing.
Like, it's not even like something stupid like a girl didn't like him or something. It's literally he's lived through fucking war.
I've lived through a war zone, and then a girl didn't like me. Both at the same time. Can't even imagine.
Yeah, no, I don't know which one is worse.
Let me tell you, it's the fucking war zone. Like, obviously.
All I'm gonna say is that I have it on, Pepe the Frog. He told me that there might have been a similar group of people that was behind all the tyrannical mask such and so on in different countries, and also behind perpetuating all the wars. So basically, that's just what Pepe the Frog told me. So,
I know. Like, you're telling me this shit, but here's the thing. Oh man, do you want to hear something really fucking blackpilling, or should I just leave it out
Nah,
of the
go
comedy
ahead.
podcast?
Preach.
The president of Qatar, which is one of the countries that ended up like funding and trying to overthrow the Syrian government, basically making my life shit. You know how much money they asked from the U.S. to try and overthrow Assad? How much of your tax?
Yeah,
how much of your taxpayer money? Can you guess?
Yeah, I wanna know.
I'm gonna say
Let's see, let's see.
$20 billion.
I'm gonna say somewhere around the range of a couple million.
Really? Man,
Really?
you're lowballing it so hard.
Fine. Like a couple $100 million.
4 billion.
You guys know how big a billion is, right?
Yeah.
It's 1,000 millions.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was $2 trillion of U.S. taxpayer money to overthrow Assad and make my life a living fucking hell. It was
Damn.
$2 trillion. Trillion! Like, how many
There's
When
no
was
fucking
this?
way they needed a
infrastructure-
trillion. There's no fucking way they needed a trillion.
Around what time
It's
was
been
this?
11 years of war, man. It's been 11 years of war, and now it hasn't done jack shit. It's basically just ruined the whole fucking country. It's
So this
basically
was
fucked
this was
everyone
11 years ago. They asked for that,
Yeah.
and they got it. I'm assuming.
They
Or
got
how much did
something.
they
I
get?
don't know how much they got. He didn't say. But he said that they're
typical
asking.
Barack Obama presidency. He just couldn't stop killing innocent people. You know, worst president of history. It is what it is. YouTube.
Man, every time I'm
Obama
speaking
gave,
to one
like-
of my fucking coworkers, and they're like, "Oh, Barack Obama was so good. The Trump is bad. Biden's bad." I'm like, "Obama? You fucking serious? The guy who has like the highest KD of every U.S. president out there, like of children, highest KD of children alone."
Yeah, for real, they should drop an Obama skin in Warzone.
Yeah. And in Fortnite,
I mean, hey-
that would kind of go hard in Fortnite.
Okay, oh, definitely. Actually, can we just get a whole U.S. presidents pack? Like, get the classics in there?
Can we get all 46 of them?
I don't know if they could do 46, but I think they could do Trump, they could do Obama, they could get Bush in there.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln, you got Washington, you got
Yeah, I
Thomas
want to play
Jefferson.
as Washington. I want to
Bill-
recreate
Bill-
1776.
No, but you could also get JFK in there, Jimmy Carter. I feel like that's a decent enough list.
Man, fucking hell.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I haven't done a Syrian war story this episode.
Hey,
Preach,
you have
man.
one?
Yeah, this could be what ends off the show.
We should pop it off with the Syrian war story. Speaking of Syrian war stories,
Back in home country.
Back in home country. Fuck, I'm trying to think of. I had a story in mind like 2 days ago that I wanted to bring up on the show. It was. Fuck me. I think it was also. It was one of those cases where someone was trying to intimidate me and I was being really autistic and it didn't work out. I think I was trying to buy a knife or something. Nah, that's the whole fucking. It's a shitty story. It's not worth telling.
No.
Okay.
Maybe
The
next
thing about
time.
it is, just because it happened in Syria, like, doesn't mean it's like cool either. Like, I could say, back in home country, I once went to buy some eggs, and that's technically a war story. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no. One thing I do remember though is, fuck, this is not interesting either. Am I running out of Syrian war story? I swear to God, I had something in mind.
Come on, man. Okay. If you gotta pick at the scraps, I think that's just in the spirit of the Garbagemice.
True. That's just in the spirit. Can you guys give me like a minute just to gather? Because if you're listening to this already, like you're probably gonna stay listening for the last minute. Because who cares?
Yeah. I'll
Yo,
wrap it
click
up
off
soon.
right now. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Just
All right,
give
thank
me a
you guys
minute,
for watching.
man,
Goodbye.
Please, no, stop.
Thank
No,
you.
it's all
Thank
for
you.
the birds.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
It's all for the